Over the course of 24 months, this arc has taken place in the DBS manga. This story arc in Dragon Ball has now come to an end. Goku has defeated Moro with the help of Vegeta and Oob, and these are the main takeaways, the most notable and important things that happened over the last 2 years of DBS. Pretty early on in the arc, it was revealed that Majin Buu can physically and mentally change into the person that he's absorbed. This is why the Grand Supreme Kai was not only able to take over his physical appearance, but it also brought back his character. A lot of extra details like this, extra stuff that you didn't actually know about Majin Buu, got revealed in this arc. Another one was, and this is probably the most notable, it was noted that Majin Buu in his original form actually had divine power. When Goku and Vegeta were fighting Kid Buu in the final arc of DBZ, that was their first taste of fighting someone who had an essence of God energy inside of them. The reason it wasn't as strong inside Kid Buu is because Kid Buu was insane and he didn't know how to do anything. They were implying that if Kid Buu had any sort of sense in his mind, any kind of foresight, he would have been much harder to kill. Which is cool information, I guess, but the only thing that makes that really cool now is that when Oob gave Goku his energy, the reason it was so powerful and it powered him up into Ultra Instinct is because Oob is the reincarnation of Kid Buu, and they kind of retconned the idea of Kid Buu's energy being God energy. So if Kid Buu had God energy, Oob now has that same divine power unharnessed inside of him. That is probably one of the biggest changes that this arc made, and just one of the many reasons why it's so good is because it gives Goku a reason to actually care about Oob. He is actually going to be really strong. If the God power is harnessed the right way, he could become the first human god. On the topic of divinity though, new angel laws were put in place and it gave reason to why the strongest beings in the franchise don't fight. If an angel fights a mortal, they will be erased instantly. It's actually the only way they can die. Going off this arc, an angel can't actually die in battle, so it puts things into even more perspective. The angels remain untouched. From here on out, Goku has fully mastered Ultra Instinct. From now on, he should be able to tap into it whenever he wants, but that is the, I would say, main upgrade that Goku got in this story. No extra special techniques. Vegeta, however, he comes out of this arc having a bunch of new stuff as well. No new transformations, but the ability to take the life force out of anyone. It's actually a really good technique. He also went to Yardrat and learned the instant transmission, but the main ability that Vegeta has is Spirit Fission, which means if he punches you, he now takes a portion of your energy every time he punches you, which that is a really good technique. Frieza also got a brief mention in this arc. It was one of the bonus pages, it wasn't in the main story, but he did show up for a brief second. When he heard what was going on with Moro and all of his soldiers and his army, Frieza's army decided to fly their spaceship in the opposite direction, avoiding all contact with Moro's army. And I was thinking about this when it first started happening. Moro's army that he had in this arc, it was bigger than Frieza's army, and it does actually get acknowledged by Toyotaro in a bonus chapter. Frieza decided to avoid all contact with Earth and Moro in this arc. There was no mention of Broly, Jiren, or really any of the newly introduced Dragon Ball Super characters like Universe 6. At around the end of the story arc, Miru says to Goku that once you finally master Ultra Instinct, there will be no mortal who can beat you. Maybe a small foreshadowing to what's to come. And right now, finally, Beerus is on his way to speak to the Grand Priest. The idea is now, even though this is the end of the Moro story, the story continues up in the heavens, and it's going to be based around how the Grand Priest reacts to everything that's just happened on Earth, but more specifically, Universe 7. Those are the main takeaways from basically the last 2 years of Dragon Ball Super. The world building is still continuing, everything seems to be getting bigger and bigger, expanding into new stories, but for now this is the end. This has been by far the longest arc of Dragon Ball Super, and for me it had some of the best moments in the series. You compare this to something in Dragon Ball Z, kind of on a level of some of the later stuff in DBZ, like later Cell Saga, Buu Saga stuff, it's around that kind of level, but this is the ending of the Moro arc. Let me know what you think. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.